and welcome back to the Minisode of the Book Marketing Tips and Author Success Podcast. This is Penny Sansevieri and Amy Cornell, and today we are talking about why you never want to turn down media. And this is really kind of, I could probably say this in one sentence: don't turn down any opportunities for media. Amy,
I love it. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Because Amy, we've seen this in our work where authors turn down opportunities, right?
Just blows my mind every single time.
Yeah. So part of the reason why you don't want to turn down media is because why would you turn down any opportunity to promote your book? Obviously, if you're being asked to go on a show that you feel is not appropriate to your topic, then, that show probably shouldn't have been pitched in the first place. So we can start there. But I would never turn down a single media opportunity. Part of the reason for this is because one turn down can potentially cost you 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 other ones, because the media is connected. Bloggers often talk to one another. They share this person was a really good interview, or this person really tanked. So you really don't want to, this is, like you said, Amy, this is a really short one.
I know. Well, and I think, Penny, also one thing that's worth addressing now that we didn't necessarily have outlined that came up recently was being prepared to deal with media that may not necessarily agree with you completely.
Right.
We had a client recently that was offered an opportunity, and he was hesitant because he didn't feel like his belief system was totally aligned with the person that was potentially going to interview them. And we were like, so, that's going to happen. That is also great coverage. You have a chance to defend your work, defend your point of view, defend, owning your knowledge and your opinion on this. And I think that's something that maybe not everybody plans for. They just assume that all media is going to be sunshine and rainbows and everybody praising them the whole time. But especially, obviously this is more so for nonfiction, but if you're going to put yourself out there and say, my opinion is the best opinion because of X, Y, and Z, you need to be prepared for people to challenge that.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, turn down media at your own peril, really, because again, they do talk to one another, the media talks to one another, and it's really, really, really bad form. If you have a controversial topic, be prepared to defend your stance whenever you're interviewed, and being prepared to smartly defend your stance will also help you to drive the message forward and potentially to get more media, because the media loves booking interesting guests, and bloggers love authors who show up on time and turn in interview questions quickly, or whatever it is that you're doing.
Right.
So
yes, I agree with that. And I think, we've been talking a lot about attitude lately, right, Penny, and perspective and things like that. And I think you need to also, as an author, maybe the opportunity that's presented to you wasn't as exciting as you thought it would be.
Yeah.
Or you were really hoping that they'd review your book, but you just got offered for a feature. So they were just going to kind of feature your book in a synopsis or whatever. And that kind of bummed you out. But you have to remember that these are stepping stones to what you're looking for also. Yes. So getting a book spotlight may not be as lucrative as getting a review, but it's still out there. So other media, other entities, other bloggers, they see like, oh, they've gotten coverage before. So that gives me confidence that this person is more of a sure thing. It makes them saying yes to you that much easier. So, shift your thinking. Instead of thinking, oh, this is below me, think of it as an easy win, leading up to something bigger,
Right. Exactly. I remember when the Chicken Soup for the Soul guys, they've done I've been at events where they've done a number of talks, and everybody now knows the Chicken Soup for the Soul. But at the time, when they were first working on these books, nobody really knew who they were, and nobody really knew David Victor Hansen was, and yada, yada. And then nobody really knew anything about this. And they were getting interviews, having to get up at, with the time difference, like 1 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the morning. And they did all the interviews. They did all the things on small AM stations and, small FM stations and all of that. And everything, they credit a lot of their success to never saying no. So, now this is an empire. And if you're, book success is built sometimes one small stone, sometimes a pebble at a time. So definitely say yes to all the things and be prepared if you have something that is, maybe a little bit controversial, that you can defend it nicely and thoughtfully and intelligently in media. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Penny Sansbury and Amy Cornell, and this is the Minisode of the Book Marketing Tips and Author Success Podcast. Bye-bye.